Hello guys, welcome to the class number 4. I just want to know if you can hear me. I want to be sure that I actually had live streaming because sometimes we have some problems with the audio. So please guys, if you can hear me, let me know into the comments that you can hear me. So just to start the class, and before as always, we are going to do a waiting room. And for now I'm going to give I'm going to say hi to some of the students that are already in the chat. So, hello, Mr. Noob. Welcome to the class. Welcome, Davon. And I also see a Spanish student here. So, welcome, Juegos Gamer Pincel. Hola, ¿cómo estás? And now, guys, as always, we are going to start with the waiting room. So, let me change the screen a little bit so you will be able to see me in full screen, okay? So guys, welcome, how are you? Welcome to this class number 3. I just want to know who you are. I see that some of you are already telling me that you can hear me and in the chat. So that means that we are okay, we can start the streaming. Alright, perfect guys. So as always, I'm going to create a room. I know that Mr. Noob can access. I know that Pincel also can access. I know that sometimes you are unable to access Davon. Also, Davon, let's try today also to add you. So please let me know your UID again, so I will be able to add you again, okay? We are going to play a simple game this time. This game is called Call Reward, and it's a simple game. It's a simple PvP. So you can access to that room and we can have some fun, okay? I don't understand that, Davon. What did you mean with the 3 or this is the 4? Not sure what you mean for that. Just to let you know, guys, my UID as always is right here at this side. Yes, I think it is, yes. All right. Thank you. So, thank you for your UID. So for those that want to join, I see that Mr. Noob has already joined. I'm going to invite some of you. And while we wait for more players to join, I'm just going to try to add you Davon, okay? All right. So for this class, guys, I have to change a little bit the schedule because I find out that actually, or probably we are going to have some, we need to focus a little bit more in the gameplay. So probably the tricks that I was going to teach you today about the models and also the buffs, probably I'm going to do it in the next class. If we get enough time, we are going to do it today. But if we didn't, I'm going to probably teach you that the next class, that means the next Saturday, no, the next Friday, okay? Oh yeah, cheers, right now we are able to, I am able to access or add you as a friend, Davon, okay? So just accept my invitation. All right, just for those that are already in game, I'm also going to activate the microphone in game, and we are going to start the room with 3 players. Yes. I see. No, this is a simple game. It's not actually something related with the minicamp. It's just the waiting room. As always, we do this for wait until a lot of players join. It's working perfectly this morning, which actually is strange. In the evening I get like 50 frames per second, so there's a lot better. Okay, so as you see, it's a simple PvP map. What you have to do is that you have to hunt other players. If you want to join Davon, remember my UID is up there, try to join. Sometimes it works, most of the times it isn't, but let's try once more. Okay, I wasn't able to hit him, but now I was able to kill Mr. Noob. Oh, that was just a store right here. All right. Let's try to be focused. I love to play with this weapon. I love this weapon actually. Alright, let's search for a player. Okay, guys, right, once more, for those that are just joining to the room, remember that we are playing just a game while we wait for the class to start. Okay, so we always do this like 15 minutes or 20 minutes. And it's just to, while we start the class, okay? So this is not the class, actually, it's just the previous room to the class. The class is going to start soon. Okay, where is Mr. Noob? Okay, what I want you to check about this is that it's a simple map. The design is very simple, but it's very fun map. Of course, while you are going to have more players, more fun is going to be. Alright, so yeah, the design for the map, for the scenario is, in the art style, is very simplistic. I'm going to say it's not that much complicated, but the layout for this scenario is very good. So welcome, Gabriel. If you want to join to the room, Gabriel, you are more than welcome. Welcome, Van Damme. How are you? Alright, so guys, if you want to join, just in the top you can find actually the UID. Let me invite some of you, now that you are right here. Okay, Gabriel is already here. Devon, let me try to send you an invitation. I got killed? Oh no, I didn't get killed. Okay, I'm going to run out from some bullets here. Okay, I get killed. Alright, probably it was a bad idea to shoot from that distance, but well. I'm starting to sense a happy face in here. Where is Mr. Noob? Okay, I found him. Oh, okay, I get killed. So, also guys, while we are doing the waiting room, I will be able to answer your questions. So if you have any question, any kind of question, just let me know, okay? This is something curious. Okay, Gabriel's access to the room, I think. Yes. Okay, now we are 4 versus 4. Well, actually, a lot of players here. Okay. Let's see. Where are you guys? I can find you. Hello, Gabriel. I see that you are saying hello inside the game. Oh wow, Mr. Noob is doing well, sorry for that. I just have to stop you. Okay. Ooh. That was hard, actually. Thank you so much, Bang Tang. Oh, Pincel. Okay, Gabriel. I didn't see Gabriel coming. All right. Oh, very good. How did you jump like that? Oh, okay, so this map has the skills on. Sorry for that. Gabriel, I have to be careful with Gabriel. Because he has a skin that allowed him to jump. Oh, I think it's the... Actually, I think I can change my character, so I will be able to do more damage. Well, actually, I'm okay with my character. Ooh. That was close. Okay, let's do this. Okay, that was like Tommy and Jerry. Install this focus here. Okay. Okay, ooh, that was close. Okay, I get killed by someone. I think it was Mr. Noob. Okay, Gabriel. Oh. Whoa. Whew. Oh, that was very close. Oh. Okay. Gaps and his tricks. Okay. He's actually very good at this. Okay, ooh. That was a little bit. We are about to start. Well, we left 7 minutes to start the class, guys. Oh, GG. Yeah, what happened is that Gabriel has an skin skill. I think. I'm not sure actually how he can fly. He almost get killed. Okay, I was unable to shots on that one. Okay, ooh. That was close. Okay. Alright. He kills me from the distance. Very good. Oh, what happened? I can shot. Oh, I can run out from bullets actually. I can get more. Okay, I cannot actually. Okay, I have no more guns in here, but I have chicken at least. Okay, hi, welcome guys. I forgot the chat, so welcome Dangtang, welcome Rosen. Good morning and good night for you guys. Yes, I know that you have the opposite time to me. Okay, that's going to be hard because I don't have guns anymore. Oh, so you can hit me from one hit. Okay, that wasn't fair. Okay, very good. That was actually a little bit fun. Okay. We are learning to sell guns today, it says Bangtong. Yeah, actually, no, we are just doing the waiting room, guys. You can try to join. I know that some of you weren't able because we are in different regions, but I'm just creating the waiting room just before we start the class, okay? I want to create another room for Templiers, for those that want to join. Today we are going to learn specifically the systems, okay? The class about the stores are going to be, I think, is the class number 5 or the class number 6. In that class, we are going to learn how to set up a store, and I'm going to show you another couple of tricks, okay? For now, we are going to complete the systems, so the game is going to work perfectly. And also, we are going to add some new features. As an example, if you notice, with the yesterday class, your disc, or the laser disc, or the item that you are using as a weapon is working, but probably it's only bouncing, it's not killing any player. What happened here? MiniWord, oh, it's taking some time. And it's just loading down there, but it doesn't do any damage. So we are going to add a system to do that much with the disc also to avoid the disc to make damage to the allied players or to the mounts. So we are going to start with that, okay? So Gabriel and Vincent, now that you are here, I think you will be able to join. And in around 4 minutes, we are going to start the class. Okay? All right. Okay, I love this kit. I always love to get teleported. And I have this beautiful gun that allows me to change the projectile trajectory with my mouse. Okay, also I have this potion boomerang that will allow me to close the area. Okay, and also I get my teleport. Okay, run. Well, my first kill. Alright, I'm going to turn on the mic as you are requesting. Oh, I think you will be able to see me. 3 minutes more to start the class, guys. Yes, I know that it's giving a little bit of lag right now. Okay, Gabs is completely lag on that one, so I'm not able to defeat him. First kill. Where is Gabs here? Oh. No, it's actually no OP kit. You need to... Oh. You need to know how to use the kits, okay? I always left the teleport to run out. But yeah, now actually I get it completely random. But the most OP kits here are the male kits. Okay, we have someone with... Okay, oh. He can hit me. That's one of the most dangerous weapons. What happened? Oh, I didn't teleport. Okay, let's do this. We are covering an area. Okay. Oh, in case you want to join, guys, the only way that you can join to my room is through a VPN network, most of the times. So, the next class, I promise I'm going to take some VPN networks that may work and that work greatly for PvP games and also for games more than Netflix or things like that. But yeah, unfortunately, as many words separate the regions, the only way that you can play with me most of the times is to have a VPN network. Okay guys, we are going to start the class, so let's give 1 minute more and we start the class. Okay, where are the players? Yes, I have Pincel here, but Pincel doesn't have any object yet. Sorry, Vincel, I have to do this. Oh, I cannot hit you for some reason. Okay, I think you have a little bit of lag from here. Well, I kill you. Okay, I'm going to die. Okay, she heals me. Alright guys, so we have already 6:21, we are going to start the class. Sorry for those that are inside the room, later we are going to play again. For now, let's start the class. Let me switch to full screen once more. And welcome guys, welcome for all of you. I see that there are already some of you connected to the class. So we are going to start the class right now. We already take 20 minutes to wait, I think it's enough. So guys, welcome to the class number 4. Yes, it's the class number 4. For this class, we are going to focus in doing some triggers, some scripts that are going to be to manage this kind of game, the PvP games, okay? So first of all, as always, in the presentation, I have to do this very quickly, it's just a resume for the class. Remember that we are going to do a PvP team battle map for this minicamp. On the screen you can see the dates or the timelines for actually submit your map. Remember, until the 12th of September, that means the next Sunday, not the next Saturday, we are going to learn how to create the map, okay? But right after that, we are going to have a submit stage. In this submit stage, you are going to actually submit the works that you are doing with me during this time. Also, you are going to have an extra week to complete your map, so it's cool. The submit stage starts on the 13th of September and ends in the 20th of September on Chinese time, okay? So that means that if you are in Vietnam, probably it's going to be 1 hour less. And if you are in another country, you have to make the calculations. My best recommendation is always submit your map 1 or 2 days before that, okay? Another important thing is we are going to have a review stage for this. Remember that the review stage is going to be made by me at the beginning. I'm just going to qualify and score your maps. Right after that, the MiniWord team is also going to do that, okay? So the MiniWord team is going to read your maps, is going to play your maps, and is going to say, okay, this is the teacher qualification, now I'm going to give my punctuation, my scoring, and right after that, we are going to do a public votation, okay? So around the 24th to the 26th, 27th of September, we are going to have the actual winners for this minicamp, okay? So as you see, we left only 2 weeks to finish that, but it's okay. As always, we have 5 prizes. All these prizes are going to be with real money. We have the Excellent Award, the Best Learning Award, the Most Creative, and the Best Progress. All of them are name explained, are just read the name and you are going to understand. Also in the screen you have the description. The most confusing one is the Best Progress Award. The Best Progress Award is going to be for those that are not developers or are just developers level 1, so it's going to be something that is like an amateur category, okay? As always, I love this surely set skin award that is going to be the sword in the back that only works for events, so I love that one, and that one is only going to be, just by participating, you are going to get that skin, okay? Now, as always, we are going to have some prizes. So depending on the amount of views, I will be able to give you these prizes. For now, we have some skins parts that are going to be fine and cool. Guys, I prefer to get skin parts because with the skin parts, you can do your custom skins for a game. So that means that you can personalize your store, you can create some knee pieces. So that's why I love this part, okay? Another cool thing, as always, is that we have an English group. If you have questions, if you want to submit your work, if you want to share, just access here. And I see that Madam Queen is coming to say hello. So welcome, Madam Queen, as always. You are more than welcome to this channel. And also, there are some players that are requesting... yes. So for Juegos Gamer, he's asking me where I am located. Yes, I'm located in Bogota for now, in Colombia. Probably I'm going to move in the next month. Probably I'm going to travel to Peru, or I'm thinking to travel to Mexico, but I'm not sure about that. But for now, I'm in Bogota, in Colombia. Okay, so another important thing, guys, as always, I highly recommend it to you to have a computer. I see that Kenzie, I think is not right now yet, but oh, okay, that's very cool. So you need the elephant shards. Okay, let me try to see. I think right now we don't have that prices. Okay, I'm going to check that. Probably for the next class, I will be able to get some elephant charts. I'm going to talk with the team, the Miniworld team, okay? All right. So as always, remember to have a computer you can access from a cell phone, you can edit for a cell phone, but in your computer is going to be much easier, okay guys? And also, there are some tools that are not available in computer right now, so probably you are going to get more deep things, you can create more deep games if you are editing in a computer. As always, I always recommend it to you to have something to take notes with, okay? Because I like when you sketch your maps, I like when you sketch your ideas, and also for taking some notes for some ideas or for some cool tricks that I can show you here, okay? So let's start with the class. Actually, yeah, we already do the resume. So for the objectives of this class, I have to change a little bit those objectives from yesterday because I find out that actually it's going to take a little bit more to manage this part about the triggers and scripts. So for today, we have like scheduled some tricks for models and some tricks for buffs. Don't worry, if I find out that we have enough time, I'm going to do it. If we get run out from time, I'm just going to schedule those for the next class. But for now, my main focus is going to have a playable game. So you will be able to start changing some things in the gameplay. So for this class, the main objective is going to be to have the game objects finished. We left only some specific things, that is adding some triggers to us the pickup system, okay? We also are going to have the basic system triggers and the game control number 1. So we already take advantage in this one, but we are going to add more triggers to the game and we are going to add some scripts. So for the next class, we are going to finish the game controls, and then we are going to I'm going to show you how to create, how to edit, and how to do some tricks with the mounts. So you will be able to create your own personalized mounts with the skills and all the things, okay? Also, I'm going to show you how to do some tricks for models and for buffs probably, okay? Yes, that's true. Probably I always fall on that. I always made a mistake with systems in system. It's because in my language, in Spanish, system is with the RS. So you are going to find out that sometimes when you speak to languages, it's a little bit confusing. You jump from one language to another sometimes. It's something confusing. All right, so now on here, you are going to see that we have a total amount of 6 classes. And we are actually in the week number 2. So guys, for this class, as always, we are doing the number 4. For the next class, it's going to be for the next Saturday, no, actually the next Friday. And after that, last week of lessons, we are going to have the deadline week, when you are going to submit your maps, when we are going to have the awards, and also when we are going to have the scoring for your maps. All right, let's start right now with the class, and we are going to start with the triggers that we left, okay? So for the last class, we create one that is the show bar, that is actually something that you learn to do, that is an advanced system for having a timer that shows information, that is a dynamic timer that can show not only the time, can also show the score, and you can personalize that as you want it, okay? But we learned that trick. Also, as always, we learn how to clean some lag with deleting the effects that you have in-game. Remember that every time that you create an effect, you need to delete it, because even if you don't see the effect is going to be still under, so that probably is going to lag a lot. It's going to create a lot of lag in your game, okay? All right, so for now, we also learn how to create the triggers for make your disk destroy some blocks. Now we are going to start with some specific parts that are going to be the exit from the scenario. Remember, this is not totally necessary, but it's something that I highly recommend it, and is to create this area where the players cannot exit unless they have a bot and they are mounted on it, okay? So let me show you that. Let's break some blocks here. And this is an awesome trick too. If you see, there is a text that only can be seen from one side of the screen. Okay, so let me show you in-game how it works. Let me change the screen to the mini world screen. All right, So right now you're supposed to be able to see my screen inside Miniware, right guys? All right, yes. Now you are able to see my screen. So what we are going to do is just do this trigger, okay? It's a trigger in which you cannot exit if you are a player, but if you are mounted over a robot, you will be able to exit, okay? And this is a cool trick because it's going to teach you how you can detect the players even if the player is mounted over a robot. And also it's going to teach you how to detect in the system if it's a player or if it's a machine or something else, okay? As you see, right now I'm able to access or exit without having to do anything else. Another important thing, guys, is that this spam protection will block these projectiles, so if the player has not entered to the actual arena, you won't be able to damage the player, okay? So how you do that, okay? First, you have to get this specific block, is the art wall block. And what it's going to do, the art wall block, that is the one that you can find right here, is that is going to actually not allow the players to pass through. And also, it's something important, you are not going to see this specific block in game, okay? So that's something that can be very useful. So what I need you to do is that you need to fill out all the exits from your map right here with those blocks, okay? So not the exit from your map, sorry, the exit from your lobby, okay? And remember that in the first class we create an area in this point, okay? It's a simple area, it's just one block length, but it's also having a depth and also an altitude. And what I need you to do is to create this area. With this area, we are going to detect if the player is accessing to this area as a normal player or is mounted over a robot, over any kind of mount that you create for this game, okay? So, what I need you to do is to do this in the two locations. That means that we are having two different spawn lobbies for the players, so both lobbies had to have this specific feature, okay? So also, you need to do it at this side, okay? Check this, we also have an area here that is covering all the point from here to here, just one block depth, and it's just covered by this specific block, okay? Alright, so welcome Kenzie, don't worry, we are just starting, so you don't miss anything actually. Alright, so I'm going to do some specific things that I need you to, or that I need to teach you, okay? First, I need to switch the language to English because I know, guys, that you won't be able to understand the triggers if those are in Spanish, okay? So just 1 second here. Let's wait until MiniWord starts. Alright, very good. Very good, Mr. Noob. I know that Mr. Noob actually knows a lot of cool triggers. I've just played some of his maps and yeah, he knows a lot of things about that. Alright, so it's just loading. I'm going to take the time to take some water also. Okay. Alright, we have to wait until it loads. Hi Franklin, how are you? Welcome to the class. You prefer me to call you Franklin or Jose? What is better? Which one is better for you, sorry? Alright, so now we have the right language, so it will be able to start with the triggers, guys, okay? So, this is very easy, guys. Once you have those areas set up, once you have the areas covered, what we are going to do is to just add some triggers here, okay? So first, you open your developer tools menu, you are going to go to triggers, and we already have created the basic systems, okay? Now, on this same screen, you are going to add a new trigger. The trigger name is going to be exit player, okay? Okay, remember exit player, we already have show bar and delete effects created. And what it's going to do with this is very simple. This is just going to show a message to the player if the player is not over a robot, okay? So when any player, the actual event is going to be the next one. You are going to access to player and player enters area, okay? That's going to be the event. And it's very simple. You are going to have two areas, remember, the one for the team red and the one for the team blue. You need to add both of them here, okay? So when any player enters to exit blue, that is going to be the area where the players exit from the lobby, from team blue, and also for the team red, what you are going to do is first, you are going to add here a text message, okay? A display text to the player. And what you are going to do is to tell the player that he needs to be over amount, okay? Very important, guys. You find out that we have some symbols here, okay? Don't worry, I'm going to teach you in the last class all the symbols that you can use in MiniWord. I already made a list, so you don't have to worry for that. And you will be able to use symbols like this, okay? Now, on here, you are going to add another one, okay? So to be sure, sometimes players miss the message because they are too fast. The messages are too fast, sorry. So we are also going to send a message through the chat, okay? For this, as always, just select player, and in player, just a little bit more far away from that. That means in the next row, you're going to find a display chat info, okay? And in the chat info, you are going to give more details, okay? As an example, if you place on here, get a robot to exit, in the chat, you are going to tell where he can find the robot, okay? So robot is in your inventory. And I also place a description, exoskeleton, okay? Now, very important, guys. Most of the times you need to cover different points when you send a notification, because probably players, sorry guys, are going to only see the text, but probably they are not going to notice that, okay? So to be sure that the player can notice that, always be sure that when you send a text, when you send a notification, also you send a sound, okay? So I use this sound. Let me pause the music a little bit. So it's a simple sound, okay guys? And that's also the sound that is going to be with this trigger, okay? Of course, you know already how to add the sound. Just hit on a sound effect and sound effects for players, okay? Of course, the player in the event is going to be Mark 16, okay? Now, yes, I miss you guys. Okay, so now that is the simple script or trigger for the part where it says exit player. Now, that is just a message. What we actually are going to do, or how we are going to make the players exit from the actual room, okay? So we have also two different scripts, okay? Triggers. What are going to do those? Are going to check if the creature that is exiting is actually a creature, and if it's a creature, it's going to push that creature and that player are going to be teleported one block facing the middle of the map, and they are going to get some impulse on there, okay? So, first thing that you need to notice is the actual coordinates for your map. So if the center has a specific coordinate, as you see, I place an area in the center just to notice that, where is the exact center of the map, and you place M or minimap, you are going to see the coordinates here. We are not going to need the altitude, just the coordinates, and we are going to see that it's 38 and the number 6. All right, so we need to notice if this one is bigger than the number, okay? So this one is 48. So another cool trick, guys. How do you notice if the coordinate that you are looking for is an X or a Z coordinate? It's just you have to face to the north, and if you face to the north in the minimap, north is going to be the Z coordinate. So that means that if you are pointing to the north, it's going to be positive, it's going to be numbers that had higher values, and your back is going to be lesser values. And of course, the left side is going to be X in positive values, and in negative values, And at the right side of the north is going to be x in actual positive values. So as we see, the number that we need to check is the x value, because we need to get the direction from the center, pointing to the center. So if I stand here, the center is going to be in this direction, okay? And you have to do the same for the other side. Of course, it's going to be the negative, okay? So once you get out the different coordinates, we are going to start to create our trigger. So just hit new trigger. The number or the name, for the trigger is going to be exit red, okay? So what is going to do exit red is just going to do all the process for us, okay? Okay guys, so now that you set up the exit red, we are going to add a new event, okay? The event this time is going to be in creature. It's going to be creature enters to an area, and this time you are going to only add one team area, okay? So the exit area for this one is going to be the red team, okay? Very important guys, set up the red team first, okay? So you are not going to add any condition. What you are going to add is an action, okay? The first action is that we are going to set up a variable, okay? It's going to be player ID. So let me explain why we are going to use player ID. Player ID is a variable that I always going to advise you to create. And what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to choose the last player, so you don't have to add more conditions. With this, you can set up some players very quick, and you can use it for a lot of things. As an example, if you add an effect, you can also set up the player as a player ID. And in other scripts, in other triggers, you can know who was the last player to get the effect, okay? As an example, if you want to kill the last player that gets an effect, with player ID, you will know it, okay? So, you are going to hit assigned, you are going to select player setup, and in player setup, you are going to get this variable, okay? So you are going to create that one, just hitting create and put the name player ID, okay? Now, very important, why we are going to use this? As we don't, in script it's very easy to know which player is mounting that creature. But in triggers it's not that easy. So what we are going to do is to create an area around the creature, and we are going to check the player that is right over the creature. That's why we are going to use this. So on here, you are going to select the next thing to know which player is over the top, okay? So you are going to use function library. You are going to use random player in player set, okay? You are going to have this specific new interface. So on this, you are going to select the next one, function library, player group, and players in an area. We are going to create a virtual area. That area is going to be auto-deleted after we use it, okay? And then we are going to create an area depending on the region where the event happens. So how you are going to do that? In the new one, choose just function library, and you are going to select convert a region to an actual area, okay? Sorry, location to region. And on there, the only thing that you need to do is to select the start area. The start area is going to be event position, because that's just the point where the system detects that the mount enters to the area. And what we are going to do is to create an area that it's going to be for one block and 3 blocks height, because most of the times the player is going to be over the mount, okay? So very important guys, if when you do it, your mob, the mount is a little bit bigger than mine, probably you need to add another number here. So probably you need to use a 4. But just try with 3 is going to work fine. So with this, we know now which one is the player that is over the mount that we are detecting, okay? So now we are going to move the creature, okay? We are going to teleport the creature to 1 block front. So the creature is going to be teleported. Okay, let me see. I cannot access. Okay, yeah. So when the player enters here, what we are going to do is to teleport the creature just right here. Okay, 1 block ahead. So how we are going to do that? We are going to cover this part, and what we are going to do is to add a new action. The action is going to be player or creature. I think it's creature. Yes, it's creature. So we are going to change the creature location. Just hit creature, and on here we are going to change creature position, okay? That's going to be the action, and we are going to select creature in target event. And now we are going to change to position to location offset, okay? So how it's going to work that? Just hit on function library, and we are going to have the second option that says location offset. That will allow us just to change the location, okay? So we are going to select event position, and very important, we only are going to move the X value, okay? So remember that I teach you, or I tell you that check the coordinates. If you stand over here, you can see that in the X value is 16, all right? But if we cross one block more, just passing the wall, we are going to see that the X value is 18. That means 2 blocks more than the actual block, okay? So that means that 16 is lesser than the number 18. That means that we need to increase the size for the blue side, and for the orange side, we need to reduce the amount of blocks, okay? So this one, if this one is 5d8, in the next one is going to be 60 or 61. So we are going to move the blocks that we need for that, okay? So in this case, as we are in the, or I am in the sides that is bigger, I'm going to reduce the amount of blocks just in the X axis, okay? The other ones are going to be 0. Remember, this is going to change according to your map, so just play with this, okay? And we are going to add another cool thing. We are going to add a movement. So go to the creature. Now we are going to move the creature in a direction that is going to actually push the player or the creature. We are going to select creature in the event. We are going to move in front, and the speed is going to be 0.3. With that, the player is going to feel that actually it's going to have like continuously walking. It's not going to feel like it stops and just gets down, okay? So let me show you the final result here. As you notice, it's going to be auto-teleported here, okay? Now, we already finished that for the red team. What you have to do for the blue team is just hit copy, hit paste in the same folder. We are going to change the name for the exit blue, okay? And we need to change the next variable. First, you need to change exit red in the event for exit blue. Now, you are going to keep just the same player ID position, okay? And we are going to change the creature location. So the creature in event is going to be this time in positive. So if in the red team you use a negative value here, for the blue team you are going to use a positive value, and vice versa, okay? So if in the red team you use a positive value, you are going to use a negative value here, okay? And now we are going to just keep it like it is, because this one is going to work automatically. And that's it. We already finished all our basic systems, our basic system triggers, okay? All right, so now that we finished that part, we are going to move forward, and we are going to start creating some specific scripts, okay, guys? So for this is very important. Remember, guys, we are having our own systems and our website for those scripts, okay? So remember, all the scripts that I'm going to give you are not that complicated. Most of them are very easy to set up, okay, guys? I always plan this to be very easy. You only need to edit at the beginning, and you don't have to mess with the scripts, okay? So first thing first, we need to access here. You are going to create a new script set, and you are going to rename it as a class or basic systems, okay? Now I'm going to put your English name on here because we need to change some information. So if I move back to the presentation, you see that I have a list here for all the scripts that we are going to use. So the first one that we are going to use is going to be the store system, okay? So yesterday, a lot of you were requesting me how to do this system that allows you to open the store at the beginning. As you see, when I just start the map, I'm going to have this internal store set up. And also, if I close it, anytime I can open that store just by using my inventory. So that's what we are going to do. Also, we are going to create this item that allows you to open the developer store just from your inventory. Right now, you can see here. And that's why we are going to import the next script, okay? So how it works, let me switch to mini workback again. All right, how it works is the next thing. You are going to access to the website that I place into the comments, okay? So in this one, you are going to see a list of all the different scripts that we use for the minicamp. Very important, guys, if you want to know the item ID in in cell phones, in mobile devices, you can use this script. You only need to copy and paste it, okay? You don't need to set up anything else. For now, we are going to search for the one that says open store item, okay? Or in parentheses, store block, okay? Very important, guys. I always teach you this. Probably you are going to have a different language here. If you have a different language, it's not going to work, okay? So how do you can be sure that is going to work, that you have the right language? If you see in the top of your browser, even if you are using Chrome or Safari, you are going to have a button to turn off the automatic translation, okay? So just turn off the automatic translation, be sure that it's in the original language, and you are going to copy all of this code. Very important, guys. If you are in cell phone, you are going to see instead of this something that says show script, okay? You have to hit on there. You have to be sure that all the script is showing. So in here it has 113 lines, okay? Just to let you know. And what you are going to do is to be sure that you copy all of them, okay? From the beginning to the bottom. The last part says open store item reborn. The first one is just a bunch or a lot of dashes here. Sorry, this is dash. No, this is yes, this is dash, okay? So just hit copy, and you are going to add a new script in MiniWorks. Use the recycle pin, the trash icon to delete it, and paste then the item that are just played, the script that I just shared with you, okay, guys? So now, very important, guys. Now, yeah, you are able to see my screen, right? Yes, you are able to see my screen, okay? So, guys, now I'm going to show you a different software because I know that MiniWorks doesn't allow me to do some zoom in, zoom out, but it's just the same script that you see before, okay? So what you are going to get is this information, okay? Don't worry, you are going to see a lot of different triggers here, scripts, but the only thing that you need to change is this one. You are going to see a section that says setup, okay? And after setup, you have something that says do not modify anything after this point. So on here in setup, you have three sections. First, the normal store, second, the developer store, and then some extra options. So this is very easy, guys. Open store item has a description right here in English, right here in Spanish, separated by these two slashes. What you have to do is just set up those options, okay? So open store item is the item that we create at the beginning. It's the item that we create for our store. Open mob store is if you have a mob, you can also open the store from that mob. Just put the ID of the mob here. And open developer store is just the same, but with the developer store. Also, we have some options here. I advise you to keep it like they are. We have one that says store respawn. So that means that if you import this in another game, you can place this option to just keep it spawning the player, the store, if the player moves one block until the player selects an item from the store. And the other option is the one that allows you to show the store every time the players reborn, okay? So right now it's supposed to be working, you only need to change those two, okay? So what you are going to do, in the game, inside MiniWord, you are going to just delete the first number, the one that says stored item, and if you are in computer, if you hit where it says ID library, you can hit an item and you can find that specific item. Remember that the last class we create this shop, okay? So in my case, it's telling me that the ID is 4111, okay? So 4111, okay? So that's the number that I need to put on there. Just hit on insert and you are going to have that number. Also for the developer store, just delete the number and hit on insert, item, custom, and select the developer store, okay? And that's it. With that, you are ready to go. Now, if you are in cell phone, probably you are not going to have this option. So once more, if you want to get the item ID in your cell phone, you have to access to the same website of the scripts, and on here there is a script that says get item ID. This one doesn't need setup, you only need to copy all of this information that you are going to find here from function to get item ID. Be sure that you copy all of that, be sure that it's in the original language too. And you only need to copy and paste it into your MiniWord, just the same way we do with the other, okay? And what it's going to do, that specific script, is that it's going to show you a message with the item that you have in your hand. So check here in my chat, if I select the number 1, it's going to tell me the item that I have in the hand says hand item ID is going to be 4112, okay? And that's going to be for all the items. I just need to move the item into my hand, okay? It's a trick that you can use if you are editing in cell phone. Once more in computer, use the other, okay? And when you start your game, you just need to delete that script or just hit on here to avoid seeing those text. So very important, once you set up your store, you are going to rename it and you are going to put the name open stored, okay? So right now with that, you are going to have your store set up. That means that you already have a store that is going to be opened by default when you enter the game and when the player uses the item in his hand, okay? Remember that this is a very useful script that you can use not only for this map, you can use in any map, okay? That's going to be much comfortable to make the player go to a specific point and select something to open that store, okay? All right, so now we already have this one. Yes, I can. All right, so now let me switch to the presentation. We are going to use another cool system that is going to be the out of the arena system, okay? So let me explain what it's going to do or why it's important to use this system, okay? This is a system that is going to do two important things. The first one is if you have played for a long time a MiniWord, you have noticed that when the player falls, there is a lot of weight or a lot of blocks while the player is falling and which the area where it is actually going to die. And this only is going to work if the player goes down, okay? So as an example, if the player exceeds the limit by this of your map at this size, it's not going to do anything. If the player goes over the map, it's not going to do anything. The normal system of MiniWord, okay? So with this script, you can place limits in your map. That means that if a player is trying to do some cheats and wants to exit from the room, like as an example, it wants to get from here, it's going to be automatically killed. That's the first cool thing. Also, if you go over the map, it's going to be killed. So you are going to be sure that the players are going to be in the playable area. But the most important thing about this is that it's going to avoid a glitch, okay? So, because when you are in multiplayer, a lot of players that fall from this part, as they are going to have a little bit of lag, they are going to get so far away from the area that they are not going to reborn. They are going to still kill. So our system is also going to kill the players if the players get under this specific point, so they are going to actually not get too far away before dying, and it's going to be much it's going to solve some bugs with the normal mini word system. Okay, that's the first part. That's the part that is going to do for mini word for our just response system. But another important thing is that this is going to place limits for our disk. Okay, so our disk system is going to auto detect those limits. So if a disk gets far away from the arena, it's not going to stay on there, so it's going to avoid a lot of lag. Okay, so let me show you. If I jump right over here, okay, nothing happens. But if I try to move farther away from the room, I'm going to be killed. So that means that the player is going to be always in the playable area. Okay, and also, as I mentioned, let me show you once more directly in game. All right, let me show you. Yes, I see. All right, so let me wait a little bit while the system gives me the next chance to exit, but you are going to see the limits right here, okay? All right, so we're almost going to start. So let me show you. This specific script is going to give you the next things. First, if you throw a disk and the disk gets away from the area, it's going to be killed, so you don't have to worry for having more lag, for having a lot of disk bouncing around. And also, if the player tries to exit to that area, it's going to be killed. Just let me show you the example. If I move one block away from this, I'm going to be killed. All right, and that's what we are going to do with that, okay? It's very important to have that system, guys. Once more, as this is going to work with this system, is a requirement. It's not something optional, okay? Okay, I have to wait a little bit here. MiniWord is like taking its time to allow me to do anything. So what I'm going to do while we wait for that is that there is 7:03 a.m. We are going to give the next code, okay? The first code. So let me put into the comments the codes, and also let me switch the screen so you will be able to see the code in your MiniWord screen, okay? So guys, we are going to do a little pause here also. Remember, you can ask me any question while we wait for that, okay? All right, in the meantime, I'm going to just be open on those specific links for you, okay? Just 1 second. Now we have the other script that is going to be the out of arena script, okay? Out of the game. Let me also paste that for you guys. Okay, so I just give the code also, and in the link you can find the direct link to get this specific script, okay? The one that allows you to place some limits in your arena. This is going to be a little bit, not complicated, but it's going to be a little bit more extent to just set up in comparison with the previous one. That was the one that allows you to open the store from your inventory and open the developer store, okay? So let me pause right now, and yeah, okay. All right, so now guys, let's continue with the class, okay? So let me switch to MiniWord again, okay? So what we are going to do is that I need you to take note of the next thing, okay? So first, what you are going to do is that you are going to get the limits from your arena, okay? So how do you get the limits for your arena? It's very simple, actually. It's kind of confusing, but it's very simple. you just have to stand in the border of your arena, okay? So you are going to go to each border. So remember, first you are going to cover the Z-axis, then the Y-axis, okay? So once you are hit in here, you are right here. There is two ways to do it. You only need to hit here and where you can see the motions, and there is an option that says I'm here, coordinate. And it's going to tell you the coordinates here, okay? All right, it's telling you that you are in 1.8, coordinate 26, but sometimes that is a little bit buggy, so my best recommendation is just get the coordinates here. So as you see, in the Y, I have the number 1, and the Z value doesn't matter right now because we are just measuring the I, okay? So what you are going to do, I'm going to ask you to take note of these coordinates. So X is going to be 1, Z is going to be 8, okay? Be sure that you take all the coordinates. Now you are going to move to the other side of your map, okay? And in the other side of your map, you are going to find the other coordinates for the X value, okay? So just stand in the border, it's telling you that the max amount of X is going to be 75. Right here, you can see that information. And actually, we don't care too much about the Z coordinated right now because we are just measuring the X. Now for the Z coordinated, do the same, but do the same in this other axis, okay? So now we already measured from this to this area. Now we are going to measure from this to this one, okay? So in here, just stand in the border, in any of the borders. And when you stand on there, it's going to tell you here the coordinates. So just after the comma, you are going to see the coordinates. So it's minus 13, very important. The symbol is very important. If it's telling you that it's minus, use that minus on here. And now stand in the other side, okay? Once you stand in the other side, in the other border, just get down and open again the minimap, and it's going to tell you that the max amount is 28. Very important, guys. Remember, this is the minimum value. If you have, as an example, minus 7 and minus 28, remember that if you get a minus here, that means that minus 25 is lesser than minus 7, okay? It's very important, the order. Otherwise, the system is going to kill your players if you don't have the right order, okay? But for now, the minimum value goes first, the maximum value goes second, okay? Now, we only need to measure or to auto-detect the minimum distance. In my map, the minimum altitude is going to be 10. That's going to be the Y-axis, okay? And the max is the higher point of your map, okay? So in my case, or in your case, I need you to put the max distance below the observer area, okay? At least one, and okay, this block is not able to be seen. At least, sorry, at max 2 blocks under the observer area, okay? Because if you place it too close to the observer area, probably the players will be able to access here, and they are going to stand here because, you know, as we are using mounts, they can jump very high and then just get down from the mount and stays on there, okay? So you are going to get the altitude in that area, just stay on there. Okay, this is a little bit, yeah, now. And you are going to find out that the max altitude is going to be 32, okay? Now that you have these 6 different values, you are going to go to the website that I show you. Okay? And on that one, what you are going to do is just do the next thing. The website that I show you how to open is going to be this one. You are going to copy all the text from the top to the bottom, okay? And as always, guys, be sure we have only 66 lines. Be sure that nothing of this is copied, just the code. And be sure that you are in the original language, okay? Not in another language, that this is not traduced. This is not translated, sorry. And what you are going to do is to add a new script. You are going to delete the script. You are going to paste the one that we just have it. You can use it just like this or like this. To copy and paste it, you are going to save it. You are going to rename it as a out of arena, okay? Now that you have that already created, that you have out of arena, you need to edit the script, okay? Once more, I'm going to open another software so you will be able to see better with the zoom out and the zoom in option. So as always, we have a lot of information here, but you only need to change the information here in setup. So you are going to find those variables here and the description once more in English and in Spanish, okay? So you remember those values that we just created or we just take notes? Are going to be those values, right? Well, we need to copy and paste that information right here. That's the only thing that we have to do. As you see, it's not that complicated. The hardest part is just to get those values, okay? So this is going to be the limit, the minimum limit in the y coordinate, okay? In the x coordinate, sorry. So it's going to be 1. And the max value is going to be 75. Then we go to the c value. And the minimum amount is minus 13. Okay, I already changed it here for minus 13. The max value is going to be plus or normal 28. I put the max value here. And also for the altitude, I have the same information here. 10 is the minimum value and 35 the max value, okay? Apart from that, you are going to have more options. This is already set up for English. If you want to change it, it's okay. You can change it to Spanish, to Vietnamese, to any language that you want it, okay? So out of text, out of the game, that color is the color of the text when the player deads. And the text is literally the text that the players are going to see when the player gets killed. So just edit those texts, be sure that the notation marks are not going to be deleted, and just keep this one that says out of the game elimination as true, okay? You don't need to change that, so in my recommendation, just change these 6 first values, okay? Once you do that, you only need to save that specific script, okay? Now, we already have the basic 2 scripts already created here. We left another script, okay? So, one of the most important ones, guys, are going to be the disk and the dodgeball system, okay? So the disk system is going to allow you to first avoid that the disk creates a lot of lag, kill the players, reduce the life of the players in case you place the lives. That means that if the player has a specific book, it's going to reduce, it's going to take out the armor, it's going to take out the heads. It's going to allow the disk to bounce and do damage when it bounces. It's going to delete the disk if it exits. And it's going to avoid the disk to damage the ally players and the ally mounts, okay? So that's what we are going to do. We are going to edit that one. And the second option, apart from the disk, is the dodgeball system. The dodgeball system is going to manage most of the things in the dodgeball game. Not refer to the game status, is going to be more than is going to check if a player dies, if the game already ends, or if the player needs to add more features. As an example, you can change the jump power from the players just by not doing anything more than change a number, okay? So let's start with the laserdisc. We are going to access just to the same website, remember, the website that I just showed you, where you can find all the different scripts, okay? So let me change to the mini-word screen. And on there, in the actual scripts website, you are going to find the next script, okay? I have 2 different here. These are those that says PvP disk and PvP dodgeball system, okay? So we are going to copy the disk one. Just hit on that one, and once more copy all the information from the top to the bottom. We have a total amount of 247 lines right here. Be sure that you don't copy any part apart from the disk in codes. and just copy that one. And once more, you are going to add a new script. You are going to delete the information inside. You are going to copy and paste that specific script and save it. Once you save it, you are going to rename it. The name is going to be script, okay? It's going to be a laserdisc, or yeah, the name that you want to give it, but be sure that is the actual, that you know that is the script that manages the disk, okay? Once more, I'm going to show you in the internal software how it works, because I will be able to do a zoom in and zoom out, okay? So as you see, there is a lot of information here. This is a little bit more complicated than the others, so you are going to have a lot of scripts here. But the most important one of this is, as always, you have a setup section. You don't have to mess with this. Just keep it like it is, just change this information, okay? So there are three setups that you have to do. The first one is the item ID of your bullet, the disk bullet. The second one is the headless buff or the live buff. Remember that the last class we create the headless, or I teach you that if you don't want to do the headless one, create instead something as an example, a buff that changed the model for your player or whatever you want to do, but the player needs to have this buff when they have the second life. And finally, we have something that is cutter disk mob, that is going to be the actual mob that you can use as to pick up the disk. Okay, so we have to set up in the next way, okay? Let me find here. All right, so what you are going to do is you are going to go once more to the setup section, and you are going to delete where it says cutter disk bullet ID, okay? Also remember you have the two descriptions here, the Spanish and the English one. Just delete that number and go to ID library, item, projectiles, and in projectiles you are going to find the ammunition that we create for the disk the last class, okay? Just hit insert ID, okay? Now you are going to have this option that says cutter disk buff, okay? What you have to do is you have to delete that number, and this is very tricky, guys, okay? So I need you to put attention on this one. Okay, oh, something happens. Oh no, actually I was thinking that the script that the streaming was stopped, but no, I see that it's working. All right, so delete that one. All right, and when you delete the number that is in front of cutter disk buff, you are going to hit ID library, you are going to hit buffs, you are going to go to custom, and you are going to select the headless buff. In your case, it's going to be the buff where when the player has lose already one life. In my case, when the player doesn't have a head, if he gets hit once more, it's going to be destroyed. So use that buff on there, and probably you are going to find that is going to give you a coma. All right, guys, on here it's going to give you a coma. Very important, guys. The only thing that you need to do is to delete the number after the coma and the coma, okay? And with that, your number is going to work fine. And finally, when it says cutter disk mob, you are going to delete the number, and once more you are going to hit ID library. You are going to get the information on creature, so you have to select creature here, and you have to select your disk, but the disk that is in the floor. I have it right here, and it says the number is the number 3, and just save that information, okay? Now, if now with that you are going to have the disk working. So let me show you the difference. I'm going to deactivate all of those, and I'm going to deactivate my personal disk, okay? And I'm going to play the map just to show you the difference, okay? Let me show you once more the difference. So, if you are inside the game, you will be able to play. We know that script. But something that is going to happen is that you are going to see that your script is not going to work fine. Sorry, your disk, okay? So let's give 10 seconds to the game until the game gives me the disk to start playing. And as you see, if I launch the disk and I don't have the script, this is going to happen. the disc is going to be floating around and it's going to do anything. I remember that Grand Adventurer Zane was telling me that, and it's completely normal. Also, you are going to notice that the disc is just going to keep floating and it's not going to be deleted. It's not going to have an effect. If you hit a wall, it's going to of course destroy the wall because we set up that with triggers, but it's not going to kill the players or do any kind of damage, okay? So that's why we need that specific trigger, okay? And now that we have also that trigger added, we are going to add the data script, sorry. We are going to add the last script that we are going to use for this class, okay? And it's going to be the dodgeball system, okay? So what is going to do the dodgeball system, guys? It's going to just create the winning and lose conditions. So it's going to measure how many players are per each minute, and if it detects that in one team there is 0 players, it's going to end the game and it's going to give points to the winners. So how you are going to do that? You are going to create a new script. You are going to delete the information inside. You are going to go to the same website, and now you are going to copy and paste the script that says PvP dodgeball system, okay? I'm going to paste the link right in your chats. Once more, be sure that it's not been translated, that is in the original language. Be sure that you copy all the 170 lines. The last part says an end. Be sure that you are not copying any of the extra websites. And once you copy it from one point, you are going to paste it inside the game, okay? So, as you see, this has a lot of setups, but those are going to be easy setups, okay? So let me save here. Let me change the name once more. We are going to put a dodgeball system here, okay? And you can use this for any kind of game where 2 teams needs to be completely eliminated to win the game, okay? Something that Miniware doesn't do by its own, because most of the times the players are going to be kicked out when they completely lose their lives, okay? It's an alternative system that I correct. So once more, let me use the full website to show you in detail with the zoom in all the setups, okay? So once more, the only thing that you need to do is to scroll down until the part that says setup, all right? And under you are going to find all the setups that you need to do separated by sections, okay? So the first one is the items, okay? What we need to put the items here, as we are going to have a coin in game, this system is going to give the players a coin each time that they get another team killed, okay? So how it's going to work, each time that players from the blue team dies, is going to give a coin to all the red team and vice versa. The second option is the buff, okay? And this buff is the observer buff, okay? So remember guys, that the observer buff is the one that allows the player just to observe the game but not participate. The third one and the fourth one are just messages that the players are going to see when they are becoming observers, okay? So when the player dies, it's going to tell the player you had lose, or it's going to tell the other players had lose. And when the player reborn, is going to tell the player you are an observer. An important thing about this is that also is going to auto-detect when the player has been already loose. So the player try to access again to the game, it's not going to the player to play. It's going to tell the player, okay, you are already loose, you cannot enter the game, you are going to be teleported to this area, and you have to stay watching until the game ends, okay? Now, apart from that, the most important thing that you have to do here, apart from that, because those two are very important, actually those texts are not that much important, but on here you are going to see ones that says player points location. This is a coordinate where your observer area is located. And then you have some extra options. You don't need to set up that one. But in case you want to do some changes, you can change it. This is the jump power for the players in game. Remember, for this kind of games, the players can jump a little bit more because they will be able to evade the disc by that, okay? Also the speed for the players in-game, and finally remember that the last class we create in triggers to variables, well, this is going to sync the variables with the script, okay? So let's now let's go to just change the information inside. So as always, just hit on here, delete the number in player points coins item. You are going to select item and you are going to scroll down under custom and you are going to select your coin, okay? In my game, the coin is going to be credits and it's going to have the number. Once more, you are going to delete player points observer buff. You are going to insert, you are going to select buffs, custom, and in buffs custom, you are going to select your observer buff. Remember that we created last class. Once more, always delete the comma and the number after the comma. Then you are going to scroll down and we are going to set up this important part, okay? So how you can set up this one? What you have to do is just move until your observer area, all right? Once you are on the observer area, what you are going to do is just stay on the middle, stay one block over the middle, okay? And just copy and paste the coordinates here. So the first coordinate is going to be X, the second coordinate is going to be Z, and the third coordinate is going to be the altitude. So just copy the information here, 35, 7, and the final one, the altitude is going to be 40, okay? Now that you have that information, just access to the map again and put those coordinates here. So the first one, it's going to be the X coordinate, okay? So you have here a clarification of which coordinate you have to place on where. So the first one is going to be X, and the second one is going to be Y, that means the altitude, and the final one is going to be the depth, that is going to be the C value, okay? And that's it. You are going to save the Dodge system, and right now you already have all the systems working, okay? Of the basic systems, right now there is only a script that left for us for the next classes, that is going to be the auto mount. Don't worry, I'm going to teach you that when I'm going to teach you to do the mounts, so you will be able to use that script later, okay? But for now, you already have a playable map, okay? Now, we left 28 minutes, and what we are going to do on those 28 minutes is to actually create the triggers that manage the game itself. So, what I mean when I mean the triggers that are going to manage the game. So remember that our game has some levels, some status, that allow the player to combat, to have like more time, so less time fighting or less space to fight. So remember this specific table that we made at the beginning. Remember that we have 5 stages of the game. The first one, that is the buying time. The second one, that is the combat mode. The next one, that is the time up, then choose sudden deaths, and finally the end of the game, and which everyone is going to have a specific behavior. So of course the first one is just to get some items. The combat mode is the normal PvP. The time up is when the walls are going to disappear, so the players can hit each other. This third one is going to be the sudden deaths. That means that all the blocks that left in the arena are going to have almost break, so if you get any hit on those, are going to be completely destroyed. And finally, we are going to delete all the floors, so the players needs to stand over those small platforms right here that are in each area. Those blue parts in all the crystal part are going to be disappear, okay? So we are going to learn how to do that, but as we are already at 7:30, I'm going to give you the next code, okay? So let me copy and paste this code also into the comments, okay? All right, so until the moment, guys, did you have any question? I know that sometimes this class can be a little bit hard because we see a lot of technical parts, but it's just to let you know how it works. So, in this little pause, I just want to know, guys, if you find out like any new trigger in MiniWord, because I know that you like to explore, and I know that some of you lose the last information about the last scripts, okay? So guys, I don't know if you know this, but right now we have a new section about the scripts that allow us to create some arrows and sort address to show the player where the player can go. Did you find out those? Those are going to be new features, and I want to know if you can do it. No, don't worry, Kenzie. What I'm doing is just to take in some extra time, just for you to relax, because we are going to see a couple of scripts, triggers more, sorry, not scripts, just triggers that are going to allow us to set up the map, okay? So it's just a relaxed time. We left half hour to end the class, okay? And I see that Mr. Noob says that you can script actually. Okay, so Dave, on most of these circus elephant shards are going to be in events. To be honest, there is no way that you can get it for free or something. The other way is to get it by getting fruits on your garden, okay? Another way that you can do it is if you get a lot of mini beans, you can actually try to get some fruits from the store, okay? Oh, right, perfect. Very good, nice notice. I was a little bit worried because I was thinking that you said that you can't, but now I know that you can. Okay, so in this, like we are taking some time, it's just a little bit of time to relax. I'm going to show you how to get those shards, okay? So what you have to do is you need to go here. You are going to go to shards, and in shards you have this option, okay? So when you hit it, you can get a lot of them. As an example, you can get 10 of them, and it's going to give you the elephant shards, okay? That's the only way that you can get it inside the game. By the garden. Oh, okay, I forgot. I placed the game to get more shards. I didn't want to because I already have everything unlocked. But that's the way. The other way is by events, okay? So in this minicamp, we usually used to give those elephant shards. But as the player, most of the players already have that shard to unlock it for that specific animal. We are not giving more of that shards. And that doesn't depend on me. Most of the times that depends of the MiniWord team, okay? So yeah, that's how you get the elephant shards. Okay, very good. You know how to script. That's very cool, Mr. Noob. So right now we are going to continue with the class. Okay, I hope that works for you, Davon. So you will be able to get your elephant shards. Okay. So now we are going to go here and we are going to access to Astrolake again, okay? We are going to continue with the class. We are going to start create our brain, okay? So while MiniWord starts, let me change also to the presentation once more. And we are going to start creating our brain for the game, okay? So that's very simple. This time, for our brain, we are going to have a number, okay? As always, remember, always in this kind of situations, we have here a number and I default the brain status, okay? So as you see, we have a number here. This is what is going to finish or continue the status of the game. And this is actually much simpler than the disaster brain, okay? What it's going to do, and let me use a simple shape to show you how it's going to work. Let's use a circle here. Let's give a color so you will be able to notice where is it. What it's going to do, our system, is that it's going to start the game with a 0 status, okay? That's when the game starts. what it's going to do is just to start a timer, okay? When the timer ends, it's going to have this number and it's going to add 1 to that number. That means that we are going to start with 0. When the timer ends, it's going to give one number more and it's going to execute the trigger that has that number as a condition. Then it's going just to do the same. It's going to add another 1 to that number and then it's going to execute the trigger that has that number. And it's going to do it over and over until we end the game, okay? It's a simple brain. So that means that we have to create this specific numbers from 0 that is going to be the time to buy and to get some items inside the game, okay? So for those, I'm going to switch to MiniWord and I'm going to teach you how to do it. You are going to create a new folder, guys, and this folder is going to be named as control, game control, okay guys? Why game control? I need you to have clear where you have all the different scripts, okay, and activators, okay? So the first one that you are going to create is you are going to create a new trigger and the name for this trigger is going to be start, okay? It's going to be the first that we are going to have. Right now, we are going to add a condition and an event, sorry guys, I always confuse those two. And the event is going to be when game is created, guys. Why when the game is created? Because it's the first action. We are not going to add any condition, okay? And I want to be sure you are able to see my screen. Yes, you are able to. And I didn't understand your question, Kenzie. Can you elaborate a little bit more? Now, up here, you are going to see the different actions, guys, okay? So, you see here that says set game status text as a buy time, okay? Remember, we add those game status text is going to be the information that we are going to show to the players in the timer, just in the middle, okay? So we are going to add just a new action. The action is going to be assigned. It's going to be set character string. And on there, you are going to just select the variable that we already created, game status text as buy time, okay? Or as a bow time or store time, whatever name you want to give it, but it's going to be the time for give the players enough time to do that. Okay, Kenzie, don't worry. If you notice, we can create an item in a location, and also you can create a text, just like the ones that you see, that cannot be seen from one side and doesn't follow your point of view. Those are going to be tricks with blocks, advanced tricks that I'm going to show you in the last class, okay? Just with the text class, I'm going to show you that tricks also, so you will be learned how to do that. And also you can create a specific custom blocks that are going to show some icons, okay? So, second option, we are going to just go here. We are going to add another assign. This time we are going to assign a value. And the value is going to be the variable that we create the last class that sets score number 1. We are going to set that score as a 0. We are going to do the same for score number 2. Just copy and paste and change score 1 for score 2. And it also needs to be 0, okay? And probably some of you already at the game display, but you told me that it doesn't do anything. It's because we didn't make this yet, okay? So we are going to add a new action. The action is going to be operate game display, 30 seconds, and replay time, okay? So how do you do that? Just go to timer, just hit on here, display time banner, you are going to hit here in timer. Instead of that, do this, run countdown timer, okay? And it is going to give you this information. So you have to change here the information for game display, okay? The countdown is going to be 30 seconds or whatever time you want to give to the player to get items. I didn't recommend get more than 60 seconds because it's going to be a little bit frustrating. It's going to be too much time, okay? And repeat the timer as false, okay? Very important, guys, as false. And we already have our map starting with the countdown, okay? Now you are going to add a new trigger, guys, and this is going to start the combat timer, okay? So as soon as the story time finish, we are going to enter into the combat game status, okay? So just create a new trigger, rename it as a combat. When you open combat, you are going to add the next conditions. So first one, you are going to add a new event, is going to be game logic and designated a timer change, okay? Once you have that, you are going to add the next one. You are going to change the variable for the one that we already created last class, that is game display. I know that here it says display, it's an error that I made. Sorry for that, but you have only here the right one, okay? For conditions, you are going to add a new conditions. You are going to get math numerical comparison. Very important, guys. Math numerical comparison. And the first one is going to be timer time, okay? So remember, you can find in function library, timer time is the first option. And you are going to choose game display inside of it. We need to just change that, and we are going to put equals to 0, okay? When timer time is equals to 0, okay? And very important, guys, on here you are going to add another numerical comparison, and we are going to create a variable. If you didn't have this variable, you need to create it. The new variable name is going to be game status, okay? So as you notice, there is another thing, and is that we are managing the game status by first time. So it needs to be equals to 0, okay? And very important, guys, just in case, check if your game status right here in the variables in value has a default value that is going to be 0, okay? You need to be sure that it's in 0, okay? And what we are going to do in the first action is to change the game status. So with that, we are going to avoid this. When execute this more than one time, okay? So then the game starts. Yes, the game is going to start with the previous trigger that we made, can see. So we are going to select again assigned value setup. And in value setup, we are going to change the game status, set game status, the one that we just created, to number 1. That means that we are in status number 1. Okay, I'm not sure you are able to see my screen. Okay, I don't know why YouTube is showing me the wrong screen. I was worried because I was seeing it like the presentation. But just to change to the presentation, so we already are changing from this status to this status. That is going to be the combat mode, okay? So let me switch to MiniWord back, and we are going to do the next thing. We are going to add another assigned. This time is going to be a text. So we are going to set up a character string. The character string is going to be combat mode, okay? So we are going to change game status text to combat mode. With that, our timer is going to get a different combat mode in the information that we are showing to the player as a text. And what comes after that is that we are going to make a specific sound. Let me pause the music a little bit. And I use this sound. You can use whatever sound you wanted. Just remember, when you add that action, you need to use the one that says player group, and the one that, the sound, and the one that says turn on sound on player group, okay? Is this one? No, it's not this one. Oh, it's this one. Turn on sound effect to a player group, okay? For the player group, you are going to select all players. Remember, just hit in function library, player group, all players, and you are going to place any sound that you wanted, okay? But we are going to let the players know that the game starts with that sound. Then we are going to change or start the timer, okay? So for this, we are going to add another action. The action is going to be timer and run countdown timer, okay? The countdown timer that we are going to operate is game display. Remember that this is going to manage almost all the game. And the numeric calculation, you don't need to do the thing that I did here. Just put the seconds, okay? So I placed 120 seconds, that means 2 minutes. So with that, you are going to have 2 minutes to fight, okay? Very important, repeated timer is false, okay? And then we are going to add a new trigger, okay? Very important, we haven't finished yet with this one, but we need to create the next trigger, okay? So you are going to hit new trigger. The new trigger name is going to be combat items. And what it's going to do is that when we start the game, we are going to give the fighting items for the player, so the player can start fighting each other, okay? So just change the name to combat items and then come back to the combat, the normal one. Because we left one action more, we are going to add a new action. It's going to be player group, operate trigger on player set, and we are going to select combat items, the trigger that we just created, to all the players. Remember, once more, function library, player group, all players, and check the condition is false because we are not going to have any condition. So we already finished with this one, the first status of the game, okay? The one that when the players start fighting together. But a very important thing, we need to set up the combat items. So this is easier too. The only thing that you have to do is start adding some actions, and the actions for this is just the same for everyone, okay? So the first one is going to be to add an item. So you are going to go to player, and in player you are going to hit add an item, okay? The first item that you are going to add the player is your disc shooter, the item that allows the player to shoot the disc, okay? So just select that one in template library, okay? Remember that you have it right here. We created the last class. That is the disc shooter. Then we are going to just copy and paste, and we are going to copy and paste it in the same trigger, and we are going to change the information. So this time what we are going to add is the quick shot, or the second item that allows the player to shoot the disc a little bit faster. Remember, it's players in trigger event. Probably you are going to see it orange is normal. Then we are going to just copy and paste, and this time we are going to add 5, but the item is going to be the laser disc ammunition, okay? So you can find that in template library. We create that, and it's supposed to be in projectiles is the ammunition of the disc that we just created. And we are going to add 5 to the player. And finally, just to get an award from the player for starting the game, as we are going to do a save and load money system for those that are having access to saving items in the options, it's to add 1 credit or 1 coin to the players, okay? So remember that we create also this item at the beginning of the class. And that's it. Right now, your players will be able to fight each other together, okay? Now, in order to complete or to go to the next stage, we are going to start to making the next status, okay? So what you have to do is copy the combat trigger, okay? You are going to copy and paste it, and you are going to rename it as a time up, okay? Time up means that the player already complete 2 minutes inside the game, and we are going to start reducing the scenario size. We are going to start reducing like the chances for the player to stay in the game, so the players are going to be forced to win or lose, okay? So here comes a little tricky part. Remember, we place some walls inside the game, okay, that avoid the players to get hit directly, okay? What we are going to do is to delete those blocks. So you need to place a new area. You need to go to the area tool mode, and you are going to place an area that starts where those specific walls are located, 1 block over the floor, very important. And you need to cover all the area over those wall blocks that you have in the scenario. And you are going to cover all that area, okay? Once you cover all that area, you are going to rename that area as actually put it like wall area, okay? Just confirm, you already have that area created, and now we are going to move back to scripts, to triggers, sorry, okay? So now, what you are going to do with time up is just keep the same conditions, the same event, The first condition needs to be the same, but the second condition is the one that is going to change. So game status needs to be equals to 1. Remember, you have a 0 here if you copy and paste that trigger. So now you are going to change to number 1 because we changed the status once more. Let me switch to the presentation. We are already here. We now are going to move to the time up. That is going to be to add a number, another one, to this one number, okay? So game status needs to be 1 to be able to change it to the number 2. Now, the first action was going to be to change game status to number 2. Remember, you have a 1 here because we just copy and paste this. The second option is going to change the text. This time we are going to change it to extra time or time up or whatever you want to give this name. As an example, you can place extra time, okay? Or time up as you just have it right there. Okay, now once more, we can keep just the same sound. Remember that the trigger that we just created has already this sound. Now, on here comes the important thing where it says operate game displayed. We already have that one. Just give 60 seconds for the extra time, okay? So remember, for the first one, I put 120 seconds. We are going to give another minute in extra time for the players, okay? Now, this is what is going to change here, okay? So remember that the last action for the combat trigger was to perform combat items to every player. We are going to delete that one, okay? In time up, not in combat, in time up. And instead of that one, you are going to add a new action, okay? Remember on here, once more, the order of the triggers or the actions, it matters, it's important. So you are going to add first a block and you are going to hit replace blocks area, okay? That's very important, okay? So we are going to do the next thing. So first, we are going to delete or destroy all the blocks that are high damage, okay? The red blocks that are almost destroyed inside the game. For doing this, I just hit template library and select the red blocks or your blocks that are going to be the most destroyed ones. And you are going to select the area that we just created, that is walls area, okay? And very important, guys, to delete those blocks, just change it or replace it by fired, okay? So where you can find the fire is in template library and it's in nature block, okay? When you access to nature block, you are going to see the fire right here, okay? Of course, you have a lot of other options, but the fire, as we are not having anything that spreads the fire and we are going to put the fire over there, is going to disappear automatically, okay? Then we are just going to copy and paste the exact trigger, guys. But instead of changing the high damage floor, we are going to change the damage floor. That is the orange one. So just change the first one, template library, and you select the orange block or the yellow block, okay? And then we are going to do the same for the yellow holograms. That means the blocks that are not almost destroyed yet. And we have complete that time up option, okay, guys? Now, what left for this, okay? So now we already have the combat score. Oh, okay. You are not seeing my screen, right? Sorry, guys. Now you will be able to see my screen. Yes, you will be able to see it. So, guys, until the part that you left, which part it was? It was until this part that says the game status, right? So guys, replace the game status for the number 2, replace game status text for extra time, just keep everything like it is on there, change on here, the countdown for 60 seconds, delete the option in the timer app that says perform combat items, and instead of that, place a replaceable area, is just located in blocks, replace area, okay? And you are going to replace the blocks, the high damage floors in walls area, the area that we just created, by fire. And you are going to replace also the damage floor and the yellow hologram or the basic wall for that one. Remember that this area needs to be at least 1 block over the floor, okay? Very important, guys. Hi, Sin, welcome. Okay, now for the next status, let me switch to the presentation once more. We are going to do this the student debt, and the student debt is going to replace all the blocks in the arena for the actual red block. Okay, so what we are going to do is just create copy and paste time up. We are going to replace the name and we are going to place student debt. Okay, now we are going to just keep the same actions or most of the same trigger. Okay, so once more, this one, the event doesn't change, the first condition doesn't change, but the game status is going to change to number 2. So in the condition, be sure that says game status is equals to number 2. Set game status as number 3. We always add a number. We are going to change the status text to student debt. Okay, that's very important. We keep the same sound as always, and we actually are going to do just the same. We are going to give another 60 seconds to the student debt trigger. Okay, remember this part is almost the same. The only thing that you change is the game status and the status text and the condition. Okay, now you are going to just use the same triggers that you already have on here, but instead of the walls area that we create before, we are going to use the area that we create at the beginning. Remember that at the beginning we create an area that covers all the playable area. Okay, from the bottom to the top, you are going to select that area. In my case, that area, the one that is blue, it's being called as arena. I'm going to use that one. Okay, remember that covers all your playable area. So what you are going to do is to just use the same, and remember that we had already those triggers from the previous one. You are going to replace all the high damage floor that are going to be the red blocks in the arena to fire. Okay, then you are going to change all the damage floor in the arena to high damage floor. Okay, that means that all the damage floor, the yellow floors, is going to be red floor. Then we are going to change all the normal blocks that in my case are going to be white in the arena to high damage floors. That means that we are going to destroy it in the first action, all the blocks that are red, and all the other colors we are going to turn it into red. That means that if it gets any hit, it's going to be destroyed. Then we are going to copy and paste this trigger. We are going to rename it as a student debt number 2. We are going to just do the same. We are going to keep the event and the condition, but the second condition needs to be equals to number 3. Then we are going to change or set the game status as number 4. We added one status more. We are going to change the status text as last standing or whatever name you want to give it. We are going to keep the same sound. We are going to do the numeric calculation. This time I also use 60 seconds, and we are going to delete all the previous ones. We are just going to keep the first condition that says replace high damage floor in arena to fire. And with that, as all the blocks are already on red color, it's going to destroy all the floor. Remember, all the crystal blocks are going to be destroyed, and the only blocks that are going to be keep it or the players can stand on are going to be these ones that are going to be this small area where we are going to spawn some items, and this other and the borders. Okay, and that's it. With this, we already have our game playable. Okay, guys, so very important, guys. Right now your game is completely playable. You can completely play the game. We left some extra things that we can add that are just extra things, like having the store, be able to mount the mounts and edit the mounts, and have advanced edition, advanced tricks for text, for the blocks, for the boobs, and for another couple of things. Okay, so that's what we left. Also, we have the pickup system. So right now you will be able to play, but there's no blocks or there's no items spawning around. We are going to learn that for the next class. So for the next class, it's very important that you have already those implemented into your game. And we already finished the class. So welcome, Chewy. Welcome, Chuy Cruz. Welcome to the class. But you are in the wrong class. You are in the English class, not the Spanish one. Okay, so right now the class has been already ended, guys. In this point, we already finished and we already covered what we want to cover in this specific class for today. Okay, so the class is already over. Just for let you know, we always play after this class some maps, so we are going to play a couple of maps together. So if you feel free, you can already leave. Okay, just for those that are just still on there, I'm going to give the last codes, and that is going to be this skin part for some days. So let me put that into the chat. Okay. Oh, okay. I copy and paste the wrong. So let me remove the last one, and I'm going to add a new one. Okay. All right, guys. So let's do this. I'm going to change the screen. I'm not sure. Yes, I'm showing the right screen right here. Okay. So lento, yes, entender poco. Ok, te entiendo, Chuy. Bienvenida. Nada, te estaba diciendo que estamos en la clase de inglés, entonces no te preocupes. La clase de español va a ser en la tardecita. Hoy día también, pero a las 6 horas México. Creo que México cambia de horario, pero va a ser la hora de Colombia. Okay, chicos, thank you so much for assisting the class. Right now, we are going to play some maps, okay? So let me exit from the mini words, and I'm going to start playing some maps with you. Let me use my downloads maps, and we are going to play this one that is Color War, okay? Let's do a 10 players if you want to join. As always, my UID is at this side. And before continuing, guys, just to say bye, thank you so much for assisting the class. Remember, in the Discord group, you can contact me. Remember that if you want to get the next classes, just subscribe to the channel or access to the Discord channel. Also, if you want to let me some comments about what you want me to cover on the next lessons or to do special videos, just let me know into the comments, okay? For now, thank you so much for playing, and you are more than welcome whenever you want to ask me some questions, okay? So now let me switch again to the mini word room, and we are already 6 players, so let's play. Bye, Kenzie. I hope you have an excellent day. And let's do this. Okay. Mr. Noob has already some experience here. Okay, I'm alone. Okay, I'm not for sure. Okay, welcome, Ninja. Okay, I get killed. Okay, guys. So I see that there is a lot of players from here and also from the Spanish class. Hola, Ninja, ¿cómo vas? Welcome. Let me turn on the mic. And Chuy, if you want to access, si quieres entrar, Chuy, estamos en la sala de siempre. Ah, okay, so Ninja is from my team. Okay. Okay, bye. Okay, ooh. That was intense. Let's go together. I'm going to cover your back. Ooh, we are doing a big mess here. All right. I see. Not a problem, Quang. I see that you are also from Vietnam, I think it is. So yeah, you are more than welcome. I know that our timings with the different teachers are like crossing out. It's just yeah, it's just matching. So it's the same time, but you are more than welcome whenever you want to come to the class. Okay. And welcome, Sadis Me. I see that you're commenting right now. All right. Hi, Vincel. I see that you are here. Welcome to the class. Okay. Okay, guys. Oh. Woo. Okay, I get killed. Oh, Mr. Noob. Oh, Mr. Noob is very good at killing. Well, very good. Sorry, Mr. Noob. Okay, sorry, Vincel. Oh, I failed. Alright, sorry, Star. Oh, I get killed by Pinsel. I didn't see him coming. Okay, so we still have the book for the. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, I get killed. Right, very good, guys. Okay, I get killed. Alright, DT, we are playing very well on this one, guys. Ooh. Sorry. Well. Oh, Vincel. Okay. Woo. We're very good at this. Okay. Woo. We are farming some kills here. Oh, I get stuck here. Bye-bye. Okay. I can follow you. That was hard. A little bit. Okay, I get killed. Oh, you're from my team. I forgot that. So let's do some... Okay. Woo. Very good. We are just farming some kills here. Oh, okay, I get killed. I didn't see who killed me. Okay, we are going to team up here. Okay, GG guys, you are very good at this. Oh, I failed, guys. Whew. That was intense. Okay, sorry. Okay, I get killed. Whew. 1 minute more, guys. Oop, that was almost a kill. Okay, he was able to kill me. Very good. Oh. Okay, no one from around here. I see that you are around this area. Oh. No, I wasn't able to survive to that. But to this, probably I will. Alright. Okay, we are managed in that a little bit good. Very good, guys, GG. Okay, guys, very good, GG. I see that a lot of you are very well playing. So, GG, guys. For now, the class is over. See you next week. Probably during the week, I will submit some videos. Battle Life is going to be the next Friday, same time. Guys, remember, 7 a.m. in Shanghai time. It's 6 a.m. in Vietnam time. So, that will be it, guys. It was a pleasure to play with you, and thank you so much for assisting the class. So, as always, as I remember you can subscribe to the channel to get the next updates, and also that you can ask me or you can participate into the Discord group to get more information, to get some help, okay? For now, that will be it, guys. Thank you so much for assisting. Thank you so much for Vietnam players to assist, and also from the Indonesian players and Thai players that I see that are coming here. So that will be it. Thank you so much, and see you in another class.